What's up, guys? In today's video we're going to be installing and talking about the MIC Tuning breakaway style mirrors. These are set up for your dual sports or your adventure bikes, and they are basically a MIC Tuning version of the double take mirrors. And I have a double take mirror here already, so we'll go ahead and compare them side by side. You can get a look at both of them, kind of decide which one's best for you, but I'll tell you what, I like these things already. And at the price point that they are, it's really hard to say no to them. So excuse my messy workbench. I've just got a lot of things going on right now, but let's go ahead and get into the packaging. You open it up, it kind of comes in a plain box, which I'm fine with that. I personally think that money kind of wasted on fancy boxes and labels and stuff is not money put the best, you know. I'd much rather have a nice product like this in a plain box than something in a really expensive box. So these come attached with an M10 style like thread insert, and they also have adapters to adapt down to an M8, and then also included are handlebar adapters. I don't think I will need these. I may need the M8, but I'm hoping that I can just use the M10 fittings and they should just go directly into my mirrors. Alright guys, so this right here is my Gas 300. It is street legal, so street legal 2-stroke. So I have the double take mirrors on it. Realistically, I only have this on here to be street legal. If I didn't have to have it, I wouldn't. But I mainly ride this for certain events anymore, so I really need it to be street legal. But I just wanted to kind of have a side-by-side comparison. So they're basically the same shape. This here, you can get different sizes. When I bought this, it actually didn't come with this, and I had to buy this adapter separately, so we're not really going to compare that. That's a RAM product. But the back sides are very similar as well. They are about a similar weight, I can tell you. I've had this one apart many times. And the thickness is also pretty similar. Overall, they look to be almost the same thing. What I can tell you, or at least what I perceive, is that this is a flat mirror, and this mirror is actually slightly curved. You probably cannot tell the difference, but this mirror kind of has a little bit of bubble, which can be helpful because it will give you more view. I don't know if many of you guys have driven like trucks, but trucks oftentimes have that little bubble mirror on the bottom of the mirrors, and that gives you a wider angle of being able to see, like, you know, higher up the truck as well as all the way down to the ground and like to the outside away from the truck. Whereas a flat mirror gives you a like one-to-one image directly in whatever mirror is that pointed, whereas the curved mirrors are not quite one-to-one, but they let you see a higher viewing angle. And the kayak is head level, and I bang my head on it all the time. But with all that being said, I'll quit wasting your time, and let's get to installing this. It should be pretty easy. So for my specific bike, one of the big reasons I did not want to use the added or the included clamps is that my master cylinder is actually part of my mirrors. So we're going to leave all that stuff, hopefully, and just be able to remove from this up and then install the new mirrors on it. Alright, so to get started removing this, you need to get the right size. Mine happens to be a 14. I was dead set certain it was a 13, and it wasn't. And then these are kind of reverse threaded. You got to twist it the other direction to get it loose. And then this one should spin free. The reason why I have to do this is because of my windshield. Okay, so just for the ease of installation, I've gone ahead and disassembled the setup. I just about lost the mirror down the motorcycle. I don't know if you guys can see that. Nope. So just for ease of this, I went ahead and took the ball off, which is what everything mounts to. So all I'm going to do is thread the ball into my original perch for the mirrors. And we're just going to tighten that down. Lock that in. And then from here on out, it's really simple. You just attach your hardware. So what I would do, and what I'm going to do, is I'm going to turn my bars all the way to the max and then kind of position this to where they are as upright as possible without hitting my windshield. And then I'm going to snug it all down, and then from there on out we can make some minor adjustments to these. I just don't want it to like bang into the windshield every time I go to turn. So on my bike, both sides, this thing right here is kind of reverse threaded. It's not actually reverse threaded, but it's a jam nut, so you have to spin this one off to get it all loose. So then we'll just loosen this one, and then from there on out we'll spin these out. I have got the actual light switch mount to my MIC Tuning K3 pod lights on this one, so I'll just have to keep that into account when I go to reinstall the next mirror. That shouldn't be an issue though. So we'll just remove that from the actual light switch, and then I'll go grab the mirror. And then just like the other one, I'm going to go ahead and remove this ball. And that'll just make it all easier for me to go ahead and mount everything without the mirror attached to it. And then attach the ball when this is all tightened down. And I'll be honest guys, the machining and everything is really nice on this. I'm pretty impressed. These are very inexpensive. So that's on there. Let's go ahead and get the mirror mounted. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing we did with that other one. We are going to position, with the handlebars is turned as much as I can, I'm going to position this just where it doesn't touch the mirror. But it'll come very close. And now, once that's all done, we'll go ahead and hop on the bike and adjust your mirrors to whatever you guys can see out of them. Obviously, that'll all depend on each bike. You can't really do that ahead of time. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this thing outside so that we can adjust the mirrors. So for my specific circumstances, I ended up moving it a little bit. Instead of upright, they're more out. And that's so that I can see around my shoulders. Let's go ahead and take it for a test ride and see how it works. Well guys, I would never advocate for doing wheelies on a motorcycle, especially without a helmet on. But what I will say is that these mirrors can hold position after a wheelie and come down pretty hard. You know, maybe on purpose. But what I will say also about that is my double take mirror does not always hold position, and that's one of the reasons why I don't really like using it on my dirt bike. So these mirrors hold position a whole lot better than that. Now obviously some of that could be that the double take mirror is years old and it's like kind of worn in, but I'll keep you guys updated. So far I'm liking these a lot. I'm going to go ahead and leave an affiliate link in the description. Please feel free to use that. And if you guys like this content, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later.